I really wanted to do an extensive deep dive into this amendment number 7 because the way it's set up, they prime you to say, do we want to make the Constitution consistent with state law, only allowing citizens of the United States to vote, as opposed to all citizens. But the next two sections or the next two bullet points are where I really take issue. They're saying, should we prohibit the ranking of candidates by limiting voters to a single vote per candidate or issue? I've met several people that are thinking that they don't want to be in that position of voting for a Republican or a Democrat, so they plan to vote third party. If more people voted third party, then we'd be able to break this system. But that's not what people do. If we look at trends, if we're trying to make the most of our vote, I think we should be trying under this system. But this amendment is specifically going to force us to stay in this system because they want to also require a plurality winner. What that means is you don't have to get a majority vote. Back in 2016, none of the political primary candidate in either party had a majority vote. So what happens is we're seeing this tyranny of the minority. What ranked choice voting offers would be it increases your voter turnout. It changes the way that you are able to vote. You're able to say, okay, I want to vote for this third party candidate. They would be more ideal than either of these two major parties. But if they get the least amount of votes, then instead my vote goes to the second next candidate until we get to a point where somebody gets the majority. And at least at that point, we know that there is some type of consensus of most people. I wish it were something that we had more influence over political parties. I'm going to be voting no on this. I know my parents are, they've been lifelong Republicans, and they've been talking about how frustrating it is to see the Republican Party in our state trying to pull us backwards into doing the caucus. You have to go and spend the entire day at these centers or at the voting poll. Again, I'm going to be trying to dive into this after the election. Once we get the results, I'll be trying to talk about, hopefully this one particular does not pass and we can figure out how this is going to apply. But if not, we've got plenty of other states that are starting to implement this and they're seeing changes to how people are voting, and it is super encouraging to me.